Welcome back. KCTY.org, 107.7 FM. DJ Ramos. What's up, everybody? I'm here with Tyler, a.k.a. Gus Pistoia.
I'm doing phenomenal.
My friend Brennan, the Savage, a.k.a. the Indian. What's up, Brennan?
Honestly, I wish that we had more beer.
Honestly, we wish... well, we'll drink beer afterwards. And we got Joe over here. Joe, the other alcoholic.
What's happening?
What's happening? Joe, talk a little bit closer. Just a little bit closer to the mic.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's perfect. We got a little bit of Gravediggers in the background. We like whenever we get hammered, we like we'll like we're hammered when we're like together. Like when we start playing Gravediggers, like Tribe Called Quest, like Wu-Tang, like it's like obviously these punks are drunk because we started playing old 90s rap.
Gotta play that Woo.
Gotta play that W.
Oh, and too, I mean, Warren G's got to make an appearance, man.
Yeah. Obviously.
Absolutely.
And nowadays, ever since what's his face died, Nate Dogg,
yep.
You gotta play a little Nate Dogg here and there.
Of course.
R.I.P. Nate Dogg. Alright, so how do you guys know me? I've met you guys through the homie Alfonso. Shouts out to Fonzo. What's up? He couldn't be here. He had to host a little party for his grandma or something like that. But I met you through them. You guys were in a band at the time in high school after the bomb. How did you guys form? How did you guys meet originally?
I knew Fonzo since middle school, and we both got into the punk scene together, listening to bands and like showing each other new bands that were pretty cool. So
yeah.
We started hanging out. And
what were some of those bands? Korn?
Nausea. It's like Nausea for New York. This crass, anarcho-punk stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
What about that band that
going on, man?
what's that Clockwork Orange band again? What's that name? The Addicts? Do you guys listen to them?
Yeah, we used to
in middle school, right? Like back in the day.
Yeah, we got into that, you know.
What about you, Brennan? How'd you meet these guys?
I actually I met Fonzo through a mutual friend of mine, and at just hanging out.
Shout outs to mutual
beer.
friend.
Yeah, it was Lindsay. I had actually met Joe a couple times before. Joe had first approached me. We went to the same high school. He had approached me during lunch and tried to talk to me, and I pretty much just essentially dismissed him, called him a poser, acted like a total, just ass.
Oh no! You know what time it is? It's the speed round, lightning round. That's what that music means. All right, guys, this is where it's at. All right, why are you guys vegan? 1 or 2 word answers, yes or no answers. Why aren't you a vegan, Gus?
Meat tastes amazing.
What about you, Brennan? Why are you a vegan? Or you're a vegetarian, right?
Yeah.
Why are you a vegetarian? Why aren't you a vegan anymore?
Cheese, man.
All right, ice cream. All right, but why are you a vegetarian?
I choose not to sustain off of the flesh.
1 or 2 word answers.
No meat.
Mass consumption of meat already.
All right. So winner of that one, Gus. Gus, you get 1 point.
Yes. Let's do this.
All right, Gus with 1 point. You guys each got 0.
Uh-huh.
All right.
This is rigged.
It's because you don't eat
No.
meat. It's because you don't eat meat.
Exactly. All right. All right. How many fights have you been in, Gus?
3. Well, 2, really. Never mind. 3.
Too many. Too many.
Too many. And Joe?
I would say about 5, maybe.
5. All right, Joe, you get that one. Joe gets 1. Gus has 1, and then Brennan has 0.
Coming for you, Joe.
That's horrible.
Coming for you, Joe.
Brennan, this one's just for you. What is it like to be a savage?
It's beautiful, Jose. It's beautiful.
All right, Joe. What is it like to not be able to speak English or Spanish well?
Horrible.
All right, Gus, you're a Guido. Why aren't you tan and ripped?
Because I choose not to go out in the sun.
Okay. None of you get a point. Actually, I like Brennan's answer. Tie game. And it's more dramatic if you guys are tied up. All right. Have you ever had an STD, Gus?
Nope.
Brennan?
I don't know.
And
No.
Brennan, I like that one. Because I've been there.
No, man.
All right. Last time you exercised, Gus.
Yes, last night.
What'd you do? Being goalie doesn't count.
Yes, it does count.
No doubt.
Lost 2 pounds in one night.
That's called sweating. You can go in a sweat lodge and lose 2 pounds.
Don't care. Still lost 2 pounds.
All right. Brennan.
Never.
Joe.
Last Thursday, maybe.
All right, Brennan. Brennan's up. He's got 3 points. I like his answers the best so far. All right. Favorite Mexican food, Gus?
Churros.
This one's going... Oh, that's a wild card. This one's going so well, we're going to play that one again. All right, keep it going. Favorite favorite Mexican food, Brennan?
Potato tacos.
Potato tacos.
Potato tacos.
All right.
Yeah.
So Gus gets a point on that one.
Yes.
Churro. That's a wild card right there. I wouldn't even. I was gonna say
Wild card,
tacos. Yeah, wild card, bitches. All right, favorite Italian food, Gus. I already know you're not gonna get this one.
Veal Parmesan.
All right,
Pizza.
He eats veal. You baby eater.
Right.
And you?
Lasagna.
Pizza's the right answer, Brennan. Dude, you can do so much with pizza. It's crazy. But this is a lightning round, so let's keep going. Favorite Asian dish. Sushi, Brennan.
Miso soup.
Miso soup.
Mock duck.
Mock duck. None of you get the point. The correct answer was any type of chicken with chow mein.
Can I change my answer? Or?
No, you're already ahead, so you're cool. Favorite rapper ever? Gus.
Easy
E.
Dr. Octagon.
Dr. Octagon and you, Joe.
ODB.
ODB is the correct answer.
No.
All right. Favorite UK band? Gus.
The Beatles.
Okay. This guy, Brennan.
Rudimentary Peni.
Rudimentary
Discharge.
Peni. Discharge. That's the correct answer because today is the DB hour. Favorite U.S. band, Gus, or group or rapper or whatever. Anybody from the U.S.
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre. So how is that different from... Oh, wait. Tripping. Okay. Dr. Dre. Wait, how is he your favorite U.S. band or rapper and Eazy-E is your... You get minus 1 point on that one.
I consider Dre as a producer.
No, he was...
It was group.
Yeah, but I just asked you favorite U.S. band, and you said
NWA.
Dr. Dre.
NWA.
So
I could have said NWA.
see, there you go. You should have said
That's
NWA.
multiple people.
You lost the point already, so you're back down to 1 point.
I call racism.
Favorite you. Favorite U.S. band or group?
The Brennan Quartet Extravaganza.
And Joe Time.
Mania. JK.
JK. Well, none of you get a point on that one.
Mania, JK?
Favorite comic book, guys, hurry up.
Favorite comic book?
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Batman.
Old Man Wolverine.
Old Man Wolverine. Wolverine gets the point.
Oh, come on, man. It's Batman.
It's Joe 4.
It's
Gus
Batman.
1. Brennan 4.
It's rigged.
Or no, Joe
3.
4. Gus 1. Brennan 4. And that's the end of the lightning
This is
round.
rigged.
And it was tied up, so it comes down to one question.
Where's my free shirt?
You don't get a free shirt. It was tied, so you get one more question.
We're getting into a debate later on about that whole Batman situation.
All right, cool. That sounds perfect.
Batman or Superman?
Actually, why don't we just get into it right now? What's up with that Batman situation? Batman versus Deadpool. Who would win in a fight?
Batman. This is Batman.
All right, so Batman versus Deadpool. You're saying Batman would win in a fight.
Yeah, he's got all those gadgets and he's Batman.
Gus, your rebuttal.
No, I do not care about your gadgets. If Deadpool's got his swords and or his gun in his hand, it's going down.
Yeah,
Deadpool cannot be snuck in. Batman's all about stealth.
Not
Deadpool
only is he
will not be
about
snuck in.
stealth, he's also a very well-trained fighter, man. Everybody knows this.
I will take Deadpool in a one-on-one fight any time against Batman. Yeah, Batman's got his little ninjutsu thing he learned from the Shadow League, whatever you want to call it.
League of Shadows.
Deadpool.
He has
is
a lot of great
legitimate
technology, too, though.
assassin.
Yeah, he's a rich
Legitimate
guy with...
assassin.
All right,
It's
I
technology.
don't care how much of an assassin you are. Deadpool does have guns, though. He uses guns, right?
Yes.
So he's cool with that.
Yeah, but Batman's been fighting swarms of people with guns over and over again. They still
Does he
can't
have
hit him, man.
bulletproof cape? Isn't his cape bulletproof?
No, it's not bulletproof. It can get ripped up.
They can get
I'm
ripped
sure in
up.
some comics he's had a bulletproof something.
At the end of the day, Wolverine would beat all of them, though. Honestly, that's why Joe got the point on that one. Actually, Joe won that
No,
one
you
with
know
that
what?
that
No,
answer.
you know what?
Joe,
That's-
you won the
that's
lightning round.
I mean,
Guys, Joe won the lightning round, just to let you guys know, because he picked Wolverine, and that was a 2-pointer.
You know what though? There was a what if issue where what if Wolverine can teleport, and he essentially killed off every single person in the Marvel universe.
That'd be so easy.
So I mean, there you go. I mean,
And the DC universe, if it came down to
oh,
it.
of course. If he can teleport, though, you know.
All right, so we got Gus in here. He has no idea about the punk culture,
Zero.
except for SLC punk, which... What is your guys' thoughts on it? Of course, my friends Brennan and Joe, I've known them since high school. They've been in bands their whole lives. They're what we call crust punks or D-beat punks. Some people call them peace punks.
why is it DB punks? What's the DB stand for?
it's a beat that Discharge kind of
Discharge beat.
Discharge beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started off as Discharge Beat, got shortened to stuff like Dis Beat, and then became D Beat eventually. It's
Is
just
Discharge beat a band, or is that
Discharge is
a band. It's
Okay.
like they created a sound that was like
a unique?
raw and fast and heavy, and like they have a certain drum beat to it. So
it's
yeah.
It's just such a unique
It's
sound.
super
that
fast.
It's a little subculture kind of.
yeah, well,
Oh, yeah,
it's a subgenre of a punk.
it created a cult following real quick, and people just aped their style.
Little bit in the background right now for the people at home. But of course, like the whole thing is like the reason I like that stuff is because the drums are so fast. Like it's just super fast, like crazy. Of course,
a
like
lot of double bassing, or is it?
no,
it's all
single
pedal.
bass,
It's
and
all pedal,
it's
yeah.
crazy. Like, but it's a great band if you like punk. Like it's. What are they? Were they from like '82 or something like that?
I think their first album was released in what, like 1980, 81 or something like that.
There was like a
first
demo.
7-inch.
Well,
their
they
first
had
7-inch.
yeah.
Because I see like whenever you guys are hanging out and stuff, and you have like logos, not you guys necessarily, but like whenever I see like you guys post stuff on Facebook and like invite me to shows, like people have like the number 82 or something for some reason. The number 82 is like pretty prevalent.
Well, it's kind of
UK
like a
82.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like
What that comes from is that was kind of like the style UK82. It was just kind of essentially like the US had a hardcore scene. They had a hardcore movement around that time. The UK had a hardcore movement, and it was just a specific style of hardcore punk that was being played. Typically, like bands like Broken Bones, The Exploited had a song called UK82,
right.
Discharge, stuff like that.
And so what are some of the first, what got you guys into punk like in the first place? Like for me, like I just played Dead Kennedys, and I think I played Amoeba by the Adolescents.
Yeah.
And like for me, like the thing that got me into punk was Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Like video games got me into rap and punk and stuff. Well, I listen to rap because of my like family, but like rock and like punk and like all this white stuff. Well, it's not even necessarily white anymore, but
What a racist.
but no, well, it was. And but it's like all these like suburban youths and stuff.
Yeah.
You see me catch that?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
almost dropped an S-bomb.
Oh, I caught
didn't.
myself earlier, man.
Is,
It's alright.
is there a black punk band, like an all black?
Well, the Dead
the
Kennedys.
Bad Brains was
Bad Brains
all
were dope.
black. There's actually quite a few just all black punk bands. There's
The drummer for the Dead Kennedys is black. A lot of people don't know that.
yeah. Well, one of the drummers. They've had like 8 drummers, unfortunately, but the best one,
the guy.
DH Pellegro, was
Yeah.
was black. Singer from the band, The Scream, he's black. There's an it's kind of like a little before punk happened, like late 76, early 77. Punk band from, I believe, I kind of want to say maybe Cleveland, like maybe around Ohio. Like I can't
I know
remember
there's
the
a band
name
from
of them.
Detroit, but I forgot their name.
Yeah.
It's like
Band from Detroit.
I don't
All
know.
right.
All
Natural
black, though,
Disasters,
yeah.
maybe.
No, Natural Disaster was
No, yeah,
Dustin's
that's,
band, yeah.
it's different.
Anyway, all right, fellas. We are the city, KCTY in Long Beach, 107.7 FM. After the break, we're going to continue this for a little bit, play a couple of good songs, and but right now, Gus is going to press the number 3. Welcome back to the DJ Ramos Internet Review. This is the PSA. Following PSA is brought to you by the city, KCTY FM Long Beach. You attend high school in Long Beach, and are you interested in helping people with disabilities? Why wouldn't you? If you answered yes to both, then look no further. The Information Center for People with Disabilities, located at the main branch of the Long Beach Public Library, offers service learning volunteer opportunities for Long Beach area high school students. They're looking for compassionate and motivated high school volunteers, so these guys can't go because these guys are alcoholics, to assist physically and or mentally handicapped patrons. If you want to learn more about this phenomenal opportunity to serve this disabled community in Long Beach, that's right, community, then please contact the Volunteer Services Librarian at area code 562-570-5709. Again, that's 562-570-5709. This PSA was brought to you by KCTY FM Long Beach 107.7 The City. Join all of us at KCTY and let's make a difference in our community. End colon. Up next, Moderate Liquidation. Welcome back to the Internet Review, the Punk Show. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing? You took that pee yet?
Oh, yeah, I did that. That was good.
He drank a 32 of Pabst, so that was fun. I drank a tall can, so did Joe. Smoked a little reef for myself. Gus is straight edge, so he drank a little caffeine drinks. But we're all good, though. We're sober, basically. We're pretty much all heavyweights. That's part of, like, being like punks. You guys pretty much, like, can drink all night, right? Like a tall can
They
really
attempt
doesn't
to.
phase you that much, right?
Not really.
I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty sad, right? Like it's the same thing with me. It's like, dude, I need
Kind of a waste of money.
to get a buzz to catch a buzz. It takes like at least $10 for me nowadays. It's horrible.
Yeah.
So horrible.
One drink for me.
Yeah. No, this guy Gus just drinks like 2 like solid like good beers, like like a solid
Yeah.
like Guinness, like 2 Guinnesses, and he's like, "I'm good, guys." I'm like,
I'm ready to rock.
I'm like, dang.
I'm going to sleep. See you.
All right, guys. So we talked a little bit about like just random questions earlier, but now we'll like focus more on like punk stuff. So like
how
since
punk is it?
a punk as
Pretty
F.
punk. It's pretty punk.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
so you can't say the F word, but I would have said punk is fudge.
Punk is fudge. Punk is fudge.
Punk is fudge.
Fudge packet.
And
Fudge.
all right, so all right, Gus, you've seen SLC Punk. When did you first watch this movie? It's a '98 movie. Comedy drama. It's about Salt Lake City punks. When did you watch this?
I was probably 11 when I saw this movie. And
Okay.
was like, my mind was blown. Like, what the? I didn't know what these guys were doing. I didn't understand what they were, why the hell they were partying so hard. I didn't know why they were dressing the way they were dressing.
It's crazy because in Salt Lake City there is this crazy underground counterculture where there's like a lot of meth. There's a lot of like rebellion because there's like that Mormon, like that whole
That
heavy
Mormonism, like
religious presence.
exactly. So like they just rebel. Like you're either in it or you rebel.
Also,
Yeah.
I mean, SLC is like it's dry, so
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much the only thing to do is smoke meth.
Yeah, like you can't drink on Sundays, so you got to load up on Saturdays.
Yep.
You end up drinking all your beers, so you can just have a hangover on Sundays. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Like I've never been to Salt Lake
3%
City.
beer.
That's
So
what,
that's what's like in Oklahoma. Oklahoma's only 3% beer.
oh yeah,
yeah.
that's
Only
when you
on
got to start
Sundays,
homebrewing, man.
sometimes.
Just
No.
make your own
Oh,
cider.
Every day, yeah.
Oh, man.
That's why moonshine ended up happening is
Yeah.
when, like they no more beer. All right, we'll make crazier beer. We'll make moonshine. Like that's how gin and like mixed drinks started happening because like their alcohol was so crazy that they had to mix it with stuff to like be able to taste it.
Yeah.
Or, like able to put it down.
Were there any other punk movies you guys watched, or was there
Yeah, what are you?
Oh,
some,
yeah.
some
I
of
mean,
your favorite-
what's the respect level for
Suburbia.
punk movies?
Suburbia was a-
SLC Punk is like the biggest joke essentially
Yeah.
ever.
Really?
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not gonna lie to you about the whole, like whatever, like partying, alcohol, drug abuse, whatever shenanigans and just nonsense happens in the punk scene. I mean that's bound to happen, really.
I think that happens in any like subculture.
Any subculture
at all,
where
though.
there's a bunch of young kids full of, I don't know, angst
Anger,
or
testosterone, or-
whatever, just kind of stuck together in one area, and you toss in alcohol or whatever, drugs or whatever. There's going to be a lot of ridiculousness, but it's it's a really accurate portrayal if it took place in like a cartoon world. Like
it was just overhyped because it was Hollywood, or did you feel like it was just blown out of proportion? Or
I wouldn't say that it was necessarily blown out of proportion, but I mean, it's a Hollywood movie. I mean, nobody's gonna write some amazing, profound novel and then expect like some Hollywood adaptation to be like direct to the point, on T, like got the point across exactly how they do it. I mean, as far as like punk movies go, if you want to see something real accurate that's like a fictional movie, I mean, because there's various documentaries, but if you want to watch like a fictional movie that is the most accurate, I'd say Suburbia, yeah, which was I think around 1983.
Talk about Suburbia a little bit.
What's
Joe.
Suburbia about?
Joe.
It's about these kids that. Well, there's this kid that gets like kicked out from his house or something like that.
It comes from an
'cause,
abusive home, runs away.
And like he
goes to a
finds
punk
these kids.
show.
Yeah, he goes to like some show, and he finds these kids that are like squatting in some house like off the 605 somewhere, maybe like Norwalk or something place like that. I
Actually,
don't
it was
remember
filmed
what.
in Lakewood.
Oh, Lakewood
Yeah.
or something like
And
that.
the whole,
So-
the
Yeah,
whole
like-
time, they're just basically family. Like they
yeah,
just
they
take care
become
of
like
each other.
their own family.
It's a documentary, or is it a movie?
No,
It's a movie.
it's a
It's a-
really good movie.
It's
Awesome
just
movie.
it's based
Yeah.
off of actual things that were happening
Yeah.
around Southern California and many other states around the time. I mean, wherever. It was just pretty much all of these kids. They're squatters. They live in this abandoned house. They spare change, for money, to get beer, go to shows, whatever. They steal food if they can to feed
So
themselves.
so that's why it's realistic to like
Yeah.
your guys' life. Like, all right, we gotta find,
Yeah, and it has,
collect cans, get some money, some
Yeah.
change together, get some brews, and
Ask
It
100
has
people
Flea
for a dollar
from Red
before
Hot Chili
one of them
Peppers
gives
in
to
it
you.
as well. So, Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers in it.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's a
Is he-
character in the movie.
Oh, he's not playing Flea. He's
No,
playing,
he's playing yeah.
He's not playing Flea, but at the time he was known as Flea, and there's actually a scene in the movie where they're driving. I'm pretty sure they're on their way to a T.S. Wall show. There's some Southern California punk bands featured in that movie, T.S. Wall being one of them, the Vandals, I believe,
The Vandals.
being another one, I believe D.I.
Fear and
No,
yeah.
Fear wasn't in
No.
that one. I'm actually not
York's
100% if the Vandals were even
I'm
in
not
that
probably
one.
thinking about fucking.
D.I.'s in it,
Nobody
though, T.S.
cares,
Wall's
guys.
in it.
Stop
anyways.
nostalgic. All right, so are there any other punk like movies?
documentary
How about some
wise,
documentaries? Yeah.
I would say the Decline of Western Civilization.
Yeah.
I've
It's
never even heard
really-
of that one.
I love how they both said that at the
Yeah.
exact same time.
Just
It's
comes
like-
to
That was
mind.
adorable.
It's like
fellas.
the punk scene in the
So
80s,
cute.
pretty much, of like all the bands that were local from LA and stuff like that are in that movie, and like bands that never got recorded
Right.
and stuff like that. So,
Well, what
well,
it is it's documented from 79 to 1980, and actually the person who created Suburbia also
Directed.
made Decline of Western
Okay.
Civilization. That was her first film.
she also did
Little
Wayne's
Rascals.
World. And Little Rascals.
Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I
Little
feel like
Rascals.
that's,
And
such,
Little
I feel like such a
Rascals,
jump to go
Dear
from
darling.
punk documentary to
I
Little
hate
Rascals
your stinking guts.
Yeah.
to
You
She's a
make
really
me
good
vomit.
director,
She also
All right.
did Senseless with Marlon Wayans, and again the guy from SLC Punk, once again playing a punk in
Yeah.
the movie.
All right,
Yeah.
fellas. So, talking about movies a little bit. How about let's talk about some of your favorite bands? Like growing up, what are some of the bands? Like we talked about it, touched on it a little bit. Like so, let's do something right now. Like, what are some bands, Gus, you're included right now, that you liked when you were like maybe like 10, early middle school? That like now, like you're like, oh man, I can't believe I like that band. Joe, starting with you.
Come on,
Addicts.
Green Day.
Green Day.
Green Day.
That's
yeah.
funny. I never, even when I was a kid, I was like, no, this band sucks.
Oh, dude, I loved Green Day.
I
when
never
was
got
a
into
kid,
Green Day.
man.
I never.
Yeah, well, like
I'm
my
not a big rock
like
guy.
back then was still when I was just purely rap. I was like, I only like rap. Rap's the only cool music. And then like my brother liked Green Day and Sublime. I was like, Sublime and Green Day suck. Why are you listening to K Rock, loser? You listen to K Day and Power 106. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'd say Green Day was definitely one. I remember being in like 7th grade and thinking that AFI was really cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Wow.
that's no, I know.
Shout
Hey,
outs to Zach Allen. That fool thought they were cool too.
Hey,
He
hey.
still stands by the first album. He's still cool, man.
Hey, you know what? It's not a bad album,
Really?
but it's definitely far from great.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
All right.
Well,
And-
you got to get your stepping stones before you like
Yeah, exactly.
introduce
That's like me.
yourself into new things.
Like
you know?
I used like okay, here's one that's like one of the first, like I liked the Adolescents, the Ramones and stuff, but then like other like punk bands that they would have on like BMX and skating games would be like Pennywise and like bands like
Yeah.
that, and like I would like that. I would like that stuff, but like now I'm like, oh yeah,
Bad
well,
Religion.
yeah,
I was
Bad
gonna say,
Religion.
I went on a
too.
Bad Religion tear
I
in
just
high
still
school.
like I like old Bad
Nothing
Religion.
but Bad
Old
Religion.
Oh,
old
that's
Bad Religion
horrible.
still
That's
cool.
all it was.
That old stuff still holds up. I stand by it.
Oh, remember this is coming.
I actually
from the,
learned about Black Flag through Pennywise because
Oh,
I went
nice.
to one of their shows when I was younger,
That's cool.
and they played a.
What do you
Black
think
Coffee.
about what you guys
Or
think
the
about
covered Black
Henry
Coffee.
Rollins? Do you guys like Henry Rollins or?
Oh, dude, I love, I always get crap for it, but I love the Rollins era Black Flag stuff. I mean,
Yeah?
Damaged is a solid album.
Yeah.
My War, that's a great album.
My
I mean,
War is dope.
Nobody was playing, that style of music at the time. It was like a precursor. It was like sludgy, like really Black Sabbath influenced. Like it was weird. It was a good record.
All right. By the way, in the background we got Bog people from Northern California. What's up?
Portland,
from
actually.
Portland?
Yeah,
Oh.
Portland. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're from even farther north. I just knew they were
Yeah.
north. But shout outs to Calvin, that drummer with the red hair. That fool was cool. I smoked weed with him.
Ian,
Eric.
Eric, Jake, they're all cool guys.
Yeah, dude.
Keith-
Hopefully they
Keith was
listen
in
to
the band.
this. So, anyways, back to like some other bands. Well, what are some bands that you like right now that like you're
That are coming out,
that are
or-
coming up? Yeah.
Hex dispensers, man.
What about you, Gus?
I mean, right now I'm just jacked on Linkin Park. I love me some.
You know that
Linkin Park.
rap rock? I love that
love-
rap rock stuff.
I love Linkin
Hey
Park.
man, it's about the Limp Bizkit,
those,
man.
those 3 songs they did for Transformers
Bizkit.
were amazing.
Turn it off
I would
with the
go.
nookie.
I would go to a Linkin Park concert right now.
Well, I mean,
Really?
and not even feel remotely ashamed about
Well,
it.
I
Wow.
mean, the song "Rollin'" changed my life.
Keep
man.
rolling.
I was in a real dark place in my life, and then I heard that song and just.
It taught you just to keep
Mine
moving.
was-
Oh yeah, I kept rolling.
It was the same thing with me,
Wait
but
for
with,
the
like
sound.
I was driving behind a truck and it said "keep on trucking." And I was like, you know what, bumper sticker, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna keep on trucking in life and take off my mirrors, which means you don't look back, guys. Don't look back, and might as well go weird. Let's go weird right now. Life motto, Gus.
Life motto is always look on the bright side.
Brennan, the savage.
Is that supposed to look like that?
That's not a good motto. Go.
I don't follow anything.
You know, that's a good motto.
Can I change my motto to free Tibet?
Yeah, that's actually a good one. You get another point. So
No.
you and Joe are tied again, but that doesn't.
you,
Gus
Brennan.
is still out one. It's Brennan, dude. Like Brennan
I
Small.
said Brennan.
No, it's Brendan Small. My bad. Sorry to the Metalocalypse and Home Movies creator Brendan Small. You know.
You know he's
All right.
listening too.
So I'm gonna send this to him. I got a bunch of notes written on my hand. We were drinking earlier. This is good. Favorite beers, guys.
Oh,
Bang for your buck. If you like favorite value beer and favorite beer if money was no option. Let's go with Gus first.
Miller High Life for value. Favorite beer overall is Dos Equis Amber.
Okay, I would say Dos Equis Amber is a value though in itself. It's not that expensive. I'm talking about like Guinness or Sierra Nevada
Well, I mean,
torpedoes,
it's
stuff
more
like that.
expensive
Not a
than
Sierra
Miller.
Nevada guy. Definitely Guinness.
Really? Oh yeah, you don't like pale ales, right?
Nope.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite
Brennan?
overall beer,
Joe.
Brennan or Joe?
Joe.
Let's go, Joe.
Value PBR.
PBR is a great value.
You are
I mean,
we just-
unbelievable.
No,
I mean,
it doesn't
I don't
taste
know,
for
it's-
value or for value.
Yeah.
It's literally you can
if I
get a
had
12
like
pack for
endless
$7.
amounts of money, I would probably drink Stones. Stones don't like
IPAs.
any
IPAs?
IPA.
Yeah, arrogant bastards.
Just the arrogant bastard.
That's another
or-
point for Joe. Jesus
Yeah, some
Christ,
good-
we're not even
some
playing
good-
anymore, but you just got another point. Yeah,
My step-cousin got the
I definitely agree with the arrogant bastard ales and
Yeah,
those
that's
ones.
good
Yeah.
Those are
stuff.
great.
Joe's actually got a variation of a stone logo tattooed on him.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
But
It's Cthulhu
It's-
though.
Oh,
It's
Cthulhu's
Cthulhu's head.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
show
there
it to
you
the camera.
it's not finished.
I think I can actually zoom in. If you actually look at the top and just cut off like his tentacles. Hold on, I'll zoom in right now. It kind of looks like a penis head.
Yeah, we've all been saying that.
Really?
We've all been
All right,
saying that.
check
man.
it out. Let's zoom in on that thing.
By the way,
wait.
I believe the medical term for it is the tip.
The tip of the penis. See, that's Cthulhu, and that's the penis head.
Right. Little.
Oh, I don't think you guys can see the arrow on the air. I was actually pointing stuff out with the arrow. Not gonna zoom out.
This is radio.
Well, people can see us live, but I was like
All
using my
one-
cursor, and
All one person.
people
on
can't
each
see my
screen.
cursor.
I'm just happy
All
to be
five
on
of
TV.
you. All 5 of the listeners on 107.7 FM KCTY Long Beach. We are the city, the voice of Long Beach. KCTY
Brennan, to you know.
FM.org.
Brennan, what do your value
your
beer?
value
Oh,
beer.
Value beer and best beer.
Value beer PBR. It doesn't taste bad. It's cheap. It does the job. As far as best beer, I mean that's kind of hard. I'd have to say either Guinness Extra Stout or just Newcastle.
You guys,
Yeah.
Good beers.
Guess what? I'm gonna go. I don't know if you guys consider this, but this is kind of a new beer. I don't know if this is just a regional thing, but Red Hook to me,
Oh,
is
Red
a
Hook
is-
great
yeah,
value.
Red Hook-
Yeah,
Red
it
Hook
is.
is
It
a
is
good
great
That is a
value beer.
great
Yeah.
value beer. Like
It's not
that's
like Washington or
yeah,
something,
that's
but
probably
it's
my
really-
favorite one
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite value beer, and then the arrogant bastards and all
Yeah.
those great things. So all right, let's just keep going with favorites. Screw it. This is the punk point of view. We can talk about anything. Mike Tyson. Why did I bring that up? Oh yeah.
yeah,
There's
we're
a
talking about
cartoon.
cartoons.
Yeah.
All right. So is it legitimately
Mike Tyson
going to
will-
happen, or is
Mike-
it like?
he is signed on to do a one full season on Cartoon Network. No, I'm sorry, Adult Swim.
Oh,
Adult Swim.
It's on Adult
It's gonna be
Swim.
on
This is
Adult
gonna
Swim.
be so great,
Mike Tyson
dude.
is like a mystical detective
This
with
is great.
with a foul mouthed pigeon as his sidekick.
And his tattoos, like,
It's magic.
yeah,
right?
it does magic or something.
All right,
it makes
so
him see the future.
All right, let me
something
get
like
this
that.
straight. Summarize it. Mike Tyson goes around, solves crimes interdimensionally, hopefully.
With magic.
With magic.
With a pigeon.
With his pigeon, obviously, because he's a pigeon guy. Does his tattoo have powers? Isn't that what you said earlier?
Yeah, his tattoo has like some kind of weird power. I forgot what it was.
Jeez, that's so awesome. I definitely am looking forward to that. You guys watch Super Jail on Adult Swim? That's so
yeah.
awesome.
I have no idea what that is.
Awesome.
Oh, dude, it's just great animation. It's crazy.
That whole show is kind of like a violent acid trip.
Yeah, no, seriously, that's
if Ren and
perfect.
Stimpy were mass murderers.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, really. No,
a lot
like,
more fast.
Like, there's always like a 5-minute like crazy animation of it's just a giant prison brawl, and it's always like it's straight up, like goes in like different dimensions or like time periods and like different like they all turn into babies and like it's just a bunch of babies stabbing each other. It's crazy.
And the correctional officer lady that has like a bulge.
She's like a transgender or something. There's always like a bulge in her
Still
pants.
pretty sexy, though.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of Mike Tyson, and like, what's up with you guys' tattoos? Like, you guys both have tattoos. Do you guys plan on getting more? Like, what's your favorite tattoo?
What do your tattoos mean?
What's your that's an NFC skull, right? Right
yeah,
there.
the one on my right arm, it's a skull with spiky hair, charged hair. It's from this band NFC from Canada. They're kind of like a cross between Motorhead and Discharge, which is, good God, just a great combination of awesomeness.
And if you guys are listening to this on the YouTube, I'll take a picture of it, and you'll be seeing that picture of his skin right now as I'm talking. So keep it going.
What about on your lower left arm?
Oh, that's this band Crucifix. It's anarcho punk, I guess, like peace punk kind of hardcore band from San Francisco. The early '80s. It's like peace or annihilation. It's the mushroom cloud on top of the peace sign.
The singer's a
Cambodian immigrant.
Yeah.
Great band. It's one of my all-time favorite bands. I think this is like the second tattoo I got.
Joe, what would your favorite tattoo be? The Cthulhu?
Yeah, well, no, my Discharge one.
Discharge
Discharge.
Yeah, the Never Again Dove.
That's cool.
Never Again Dove.
And Gus, what's your favorite tattue?
I don't have one.
Neither do I. High five. Dude, we're like unique now. Like in the future, we're gonna be like the only like people like it's gonna be me and Gus. Like we're all gonna be 80s and everybody's gonna have ink and we're like, what's up, dog? We're the only individuals here.
Joe, I got a question. Your buttons on your vest. Anti-Nowhere League? Explain that to me.
It's a band from the UK. It's a really good band. I like them. And so I'm supporting them with having their pin on my vest.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you call them pins or buttons? Like
pins,
did I offend you by calling them a button?
No.
I prefer
they make
button,
them.
honestly.
You prefer button?
I prefer the term button.
He also has a look at that Lemmy. Like
Hey,
that's
look at that.
his homie
What
made
is
that
that?
one.
What
It's
is
Lemmy
that?
from.
It's the singer for
It's the singer
Motorhead.
from Motorhead
It was
with
a
his
gift
shirt
for my
unbuttoned.
birthday from
His
my
shirt's
friend.
unbuttoned.
So.
He's looking
Here,
just
take it off real quick so I can
just
show it to the
pretty funny.
camera.
Brennan, explain to me the
Kinda had
kind of
it
morbid
on
Mickey
for a
Mouse
joke.
button on yours.
This is it's a band, Southern Death Cult from the UK. They used this logo. It's pretty much just like you said, a morbid. It's a Mickey Mouse skull. I love the image. I love the band.
So most of your buttons are bands.
Oh yeah, I think I maybe have maybe two that aren't. This one right here, Wolverine popping his claws, says Snick.
Oh,
What's with the
dope.
Homer Simpson?
Snick it.
The anti-Homer Simpson.
What
Simpsons
that
fan.
is? Yeah,
It's crossed out.
Okay, well the thing
from
is,
the episode where
yeah.
no homers.
Yeah, he joins the Stonecutters and
Yeah.
screws everything up.
Oh, I
and so
love
then
the Stonecutters.
afterwards they start the
That's
No
such a
Homer Club.
That's such a great episode.
He has the birthmark. Ends up just being like,
yeah.
Who keep the Dawkins under wraps? We do. We do.
So yeah, and then afterwards, after he screws up the whole Stonecutters thing, they form the No Homer Club, and that's their logo.
That's awesome.
And so yeah,
right.
have that right there.
So we got a couple more minutes left until the break, so we got to get into some serious questions right before then.
Baba Booey.
All right, Brennan, Baba Booey, Howard Stern, Baba Booey, Howard Stern's penis, Howard Stern's penis, Baba Booey. All right, Brennan, how
Yeah.
long have you been cultivating that mustache?
I'd say about 35 years now, which is weird because I'm only 26.
So
The top one or the bottom one?
That's the soul patch.
This actually,
It's the flavor saver.
James Brown actually sneezed on me, and this just kind of.
And that's how
grew.
Brennan
Yeah.
got his soul patch
Yeah.
under his fancy mustache.
Joe
And,
going with the clean
Joe,
shaven look. I applaud that, by the way. I applaud that. Now,
Joe, I got a
explain
question
the hair,
for you.
though. Explain the hair. Why'd you bleach the black?
Yeah, what's your problem, Joe?
I don't know. I just did it for
It's what people do in the
heck
punk
of it.
community.
Why,
bro.
why the back left?
it's decide, but I don't know. I just random spot to bleach it. I guess I don't know.
You were just feeling random one
Yeah.
day. And
I
figured,
got a question
Yeah.
for Brennan.
What's up?
Remember the Linden House
Yep.
in Long Beach?
Yep.
Did you ever have sex with a girl with the clap on a roof?
She got the clap afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Not from me. Not from me. Not from
yeah.
me. No,
Definitely wasn't from you.
Not from me. And yes, it was on the roof. Yes, it was. Not
unbelievable.
Not my proudest moment.
We're
but
throwing
also,
beer cans at them.
Yeah, that was pretty.
That was pretty entertaining.
No, you know,
after the break, we definitely have to talk
watch.
about those stories, man, like the Long Beach warehouse and all that stuff. But I don't know. Right now, let's just ask this right now. Since we're gonna segue into some breaks, let's get it a little warmed up right now. All right, so Long Beach punk scene today versus when the Long Beach warehouse was around. So this is like when we were in high school, like 7-8 years ago now. So what, like, talk about the punk scene today in Long Beach, 6th Street House. Like, I feel like it's not as strong as it was a while ago, and nowadays, like, there are little groups and pockets of punks, and usually, like, they like meet each other in like Los Angeles and other like venues like that, like outside of Long Beach. Am I wrong? Or?
I kind of feel like I don't have to explain it now, but
really, is that like the perfect appraisal?
No, it's.
Well, there's
I mean,
no
it's
warehouse,
still
no like.
There's no like central
venue.
view. That
Like, I mean, there's the 6th Street House, but they can't
too
really have
small,
shows all
yeah.
the times because the neighbors and stuff like that.
Cops show up a lot,
Yeah.
especially nowadays.
What time do the cops show up at? Is there like a
Only
stand like
after
11:30?
10.
Oh,
Usually
it's
after
that early.
10.
Not
yeah.
early?
always
but
early.
the thing is, like, the
It
bands
has
aren't
happened.
playing anymore at that point. Like, they're
It's
pretty
just-
good at stopping the band. It's just, it's loud. It's like a
Yeah,
big party at
everybody
that point.
hanging
It's
out
just
in the
huge.
back and like
Yeah,
it's
a lot of people just jammed into a backyard and inside of a living room and a kitchen, and
It's fun, but
yeah.
it's probably loud for the neighbors. But screw it, man. It's usually the weekends. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
that's
the
always
thing is,
been
like,
my
the cops,
trip, man.
the cops never like go and like bust like the like loud ass mariachi music playing like in like the Mexican plate like in the garages and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you should just like, there should be like on the weekend, like, you can be loud till like midnight. Like, there should be like a rule in Long Beach like that.
Is the warehouse party a thing of the past?
Yeah, it's gone. It
pretty
got
much.
shut
I mean,
down.
It was
there
the underground
was-
venue
yeah.
that some people we knew
So you just can't
like were running.
So there's
I
no
mean-
more like big warehouse parties for punks? Or is
Yeah, well, there are, but like not in Long
It's
Beach. That's the
it's
problem.
here and there, like mainly around LA.
like in the outskirts, like I don't know, IE or something like that, or
Sometimes.
There's a house in Mentone, which is in San Bernardino.
oh wow,
It's kind of close to Big Bear. It's really far away, but it's a really cool house. They have shows, but it's a really long drive to get out there. So, and then there's a venue in LA that's our buddy Austin. They're opening up a record store soon. So,
It's like the
It's-
Silencio
yeah.
Statico guys
Yeah.
or whatever.
check staticopunks.com. You get information there and find their records store opening up soon, hopefully.
That's really good for all the cops listening.
they'll never know.
Cops.
No,
All right, guys.
They'll never know.
Up next is Six Pack by Black Flag. It's a great song. And after that, we're going to talk a little bit more of the Long Beach warehouse and the scene in Long Beach. It's kcty.org.
This.
Welcome back to kcty.org, 107.7 FM, the city, the voice of Long Beach. Up next is 1 to 4 Dead by Rudimentary Peni. This is off their album Death Church. I don't really know much about this band. This is more of a band that they're... Hey, Brennan, talk a little bit about this band.
They're a UK band formed in the late 70s. This album is, I believe, from 83, something like that.
Cool.
They were one of the first punk bands to really have like a more morbid, like darker, like influence to the whole like anarcho punk, hardcore punk style type of music.
All right, let's have a listen. Welcome back to the city. KCTY 107.7 FM. Back at the top of the hour, I'm here with Tyler, a.k.a. Gus Pistoia. What's
How's
up,
everyone doing?
And here with Brennan the Savage and Joe.
What's happening?
HZ. What's up, Joe? All right, so rudimentary peni. We talked a little bit about it. Peni as in plural for penis.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Do you know what the name means, or is it just vulgar just to be vulgar like a lot of punk bands?
It's actually, it was taken from a Freudian term.
Okay.
Rudimentary peni, which is also something that everybody has in the womb as they're developing. It's a rudimentary peni.
Okay,
Women
that
and
makes sense.
men, of course.
And then one turns into clitoris and one turns into.
Well, you know,
penis.
that's why men have nipples. 'Cause
Yeah.
everyone's a female in the womb, and then they transform into a
And then
guy.
we get the Y chromosome,
Yep.
and then life is easy after that. No periods,
It's
no
all
pregnancy.
smooth sailing from there.
You guys did something to get God mad, ladies.
And their
So
logo
listen to
happens
the Bible.
be a fetus. Their logo is, in fact, a drawing of a fetus.
See,
Clever.
there
what are
you
some
go.
of the craziest like band album covers like that you can think of like that, like a baby fetus? Like, is there any other ones like? You know, remember like that piss Christ? Like that's just offensive to be offensive as well. Like you
Yeah.
get the cross and you fill it in a jar of piss, and that's the whole reason.
Yeah.
It's just offensive, and that's why it's art. So that happens a lot, like in punk. Like there's a lot of like band names and stuff like that.
Well, it's not an album cover necessarily, but there is this fold out that comes actually in a Dead Kennedys record, and it's by a famous artist, but it's essentially the repetitive image of I'll just say anal penetration.
Okay.
Just over and over and over and over again, and that was included in, I think, their album Frankenchrist.
Oh yeah. That's
I wanna
and
say-
they got in trouble for that,
Oh,
right?
they got into huge amounts of trouble.
They
for
only
that.
got out of it because it was a hung jury. Like straight up, it just went
Yep.
too long, and the jury was over it.
Yep.
And like they're like, cool, like we got off. They basically put like, what is that? I don't know. I can't even think of that word right now. But Joe, time. Talk a little bit about the punk scene when you were in high school. Remember the Long Beach Warehouse? I started going like the last 2 or 3 years of it. You guys were going since it was like at a different location.
Yeah.
It used to. When I was there, it was in West Long Beach.
Yeah.
But before, where was it?
It was near Obispo, near
on Anaheim.
Anaheim, pretty much near where the Ralph used to be, which is now Food for Less.
Right.
And yeah, there's a smaller place, but it was pretty cool. They used to have bands from all over.
And who were the guys that ran it? They, I know that guy that lives in Washington now.
It's Alan.
Alan? Yeah, that guy's cool as heck. That guy's a
Yeah,
good
he
guy.
used to run a record store too on Elm.
What was it called?
Despotic
Punk?
Records?
Yeah, Despotic Records. Yeah, I remember that. He was cool. Like he was like a big reason why the like Long Beach punk scene
Yeah.
was so strong. Like he was like
Well, yeah,
pretty
he was
much the guy.
setting up shows and
Yeah.
booking bands and
He
Big
used to
props
do
to that
they-
guy, dude.
they're-
Man, that guy.
they're renting out a big warehouse pretty much.
Hopefully, like once we start this actual like podcast community that I want to start out of my garage, and we have our like little punk show, like we can have him like call in, or maybe like when he's in town, we can like talk to him about like back in the day, like what like. Because I'd like to pick his brain, like why why would you risk your name? Like obviously he just wanted to like have a good spot for everybody else. Like
Yeah, he was just trying to support the underground punk scene, like
yeah, it was cool.
have
man.
like a venue for.
I straight up
bands.
skipped prom to go to that tragedy show. That was cool.
That
That
was
was
a
like
good
the
show,
craziest
man.
show. Like no, like
But it was pretty much packed.
yeah, no, it was like there were people on the rafters, like jumping off the rafters onto like the crowd, and
Yeah.
they were like
Oh,
standing
yeah.
there,
Crowd surfing, but
yeah,
jumping
from
Yeah,
like
jumping-
the top of a warehouse
this
rafter.
giant warehouse just
I
hanging
don't know
off
if
of
I'd be
it,
down
jumping
for all
off
that.
of it.
I'm not sure if I'd be that excited to just jump
I think
off
I'll just
rafters.
move away.
It's like, do I really want to catch you?
I'm gonna break my arm.
Don't worry, I tried to stage that a few times and
How'd it go?
everybody just moved.
I think I remember that. That guy's too fat.
I actually missed like about 60% of Tragedy's show because I was passed out against the wall. Apparently,
I don't even remember that.
yeah, that's why I was passed out. Because yeah,
That was a great show, man. That was packed. That was like my introduction to like the punk scene, and then like now like the shows do get packed at like 6th Street, but it's just not as big, so you can't
Yeah.
really do it so big.
Well, I mean, it goes in cycles too. Like the scene will die down and then get big again and die
True.
down and
People
get big
move
again.
away. People
People
move in town.
Yeah, people move into town. People move out of town. It's kind of it's you know, like it comes and goes.
Right.
I mean, one thing for sure nowadays is you don't see as much street punk as you did back in the day.
All right, let's talk a little bit about that. What's the difference between like street punk and say like crust punk and like pop punk and all that stuff for like the layman?
Well, crust punk
like
usually has like
Really-
a lot of more like metal like type influences. Like
Yeah.
there's
like what we're listening to right now in the background is essentially
well, like a more extreme version of this, pretty
Okay.
much. I mean, this is definitely one of the big influences on crust punk.
okay.
Crust punks it's usually elements of like I want to say grindcore and stuff like that, but then listeners don't know what that is either. So I don't want to get too into
It's more like a heavy, like
more aggressive.
yeah,
more,
like a metal sound to it.
Okay.
What's difference between punk and emo?
a lot.
A lot.
That's a dumb question.
I know that's a dumb
Give me
question,
that
but
next.
I figured I had to ask it at least.
Yeah.
Well, emo is usually pretty much sappy, whiny love songs or
Just
complaining about your girlfriend or lack thereof, or whatever. It's emo. It's short
It's
for
lovey-dovey.
emotional. It's
I like to
emotional
like
music.
the way I like to
stuff, I
explain
guess.
punk to like people that really don't understand it is like it's like real hip hop. Like they talk about social issues and stuff like that, like the good stuff. Like that's
Yeah.
the people I like talk about like social issues and like nuclear warfare, the possibility of it and stuff like that. Just like they like point out what people aren't paying attention to. And
Yeah.
like that's what hip hop is supposed to do, like for the ghetto, and what punk is supposed to do for like what like politics and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Well, and it like I mean, you know, social commentary, politics, all that stuff is usually, you know, present in like a lot of punk bands, as well as of course just ridiculous songs about drinking and
Yeah.
yeah.
you know, chasing
Just having
girls and
fun,
you know
yeah.
whatever. But
And then like even some songs about straight up ordering a pizza
oh yeah, of course. I mean,
or having a pizza party, a TV party.
TV parties, pizza parties. There's a Descendants song where it's him calling in an order for Wiener Schnitzel.
And there's the fraction
They're
of
weak.
fast food diet.
Yeah, fast food diet.
Just living off.
Why all the
fast
black?
food.
Why the black pants, black shoes? the
What's
boots?
up with your black uniforms? That's the name of a great band, by the way. Black
Black uniforms,
uniforms.
fantastic.
So what's up with the studs and all that stuff? I like to say it's because you guys are all soft on the inside, so you have to put out a tough exterior.
that's exactly what it is. We're
And it's like armor too. So if you had to actually get into
Yeah.
a fight, you guys are wearing boots and you have studs. So if like somebody hits you with a baseball bat across your back, you have like studs, so it actually kind of protects you and stuff.
well, you know, I've
I
been
think it'll still hurt.
yeah, obviously, but not as much. You know, like I
well-
play World of Warcraft. There's a reason they have studded leather.
I've had the misfortune of being attacked by multiple people all at once, and if I happen to be wearing boots and can kick,
Yeah,
it does a lot better
Yeah.
than like some canvas shoes, you know. So I mean,
and then like all of you carry knives. You guys have knives on you right now, probably, right?
I actually lost my knife.
Oh, that
so
sucks.
What's the standard uniform for if you're going to a show?
It's not a
It's
uniform.
not really. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
What's the attire?
I go
What's
to
the
the
attire?
shows all the time, dude. I'll show up with like jeans and a white shirt, and I'm cool.
I like to
I
wear
mean-
like a gray polo shirt with like a name tag that says like trainee.
I wear my
on
golfing
it.
clothes.
This is some boating shoes and some shorts with some belt. Some
Like, are you
khakis
guys
and a
knowing
polo
me like
shirt.
wearing armor to a show? Like if you're going into the pit, or if you know you're going to like a really like an intense show, are you gonna like intentionally wear like
extra
armor?
leather? No,
No,
it's
I
weather.
mean,
like
these-
if it's cold,
just-
they'll wear leather jackets. If it's
I
hot,
mean,
they'll wear a vest.
We don't. I mean, as far as like me personally, I don't dress my way like the way that I do for a specific purpose. I like dressing this way. I like this style.
Yeah.
I wear a lot of black because hey, you know, no color coordination involved. I mean,
Black goes with everything.
Yeah, Black, it turns out that black matches black very well. I wouldn't have known that, you know, at the beginning.
It's kind of like the
but-
Johnny Cash song.
Yeah.
Wear black for the people that are oppressed. or-
all
Yeah.
black,
Yeah.
everything.
Exactly. So
All right, so let's go straight to the Mount Rushmore then. The Mount Rushmore of punk bands for you guys. So let's think of your top 4 punk bands of all time. Obviously, Gus, you'll come up with like the most poppy punk bands right now. So let's give you guys some time to think. Obviously, Discharge is going to be in both of yours.
Discharge,
But
most definitely.
Gus, let's go with the layman.
is
So obviously
Pennywise?
the Ramones.
Is
if you
Pennywise
want,
punk?
if you want.
The Ramones, Sex Pistols, but I've never really heard
Sure.
any of their stuff. But I'm gonna go with that.
That works.
That's the only really punk band I know.
So
of.
you got 3.
All right. Bad Religion, are they punk?
There you go. So you
That
have
was
4.
punk.
All
So you
right.
got Bad Religion.
Feeling good.
Bad Religion. Who else?
Ramones, Sex Pistols.
Sex Pistols, and
Pennywise?
All right.
Question mark.
So you got two of them are actually pretty legit. The Ramones and Sex Pistols.
Oh, yeah, those are fantastic bands. Whoop.
Like, and they're actually very historical and like significant. So they would make the like.
Are the Ramones the
remember,
Beatles
keep
of
in
punk?
mind, like this isn't your favorite band.
Is that an accurate comparison? Are the
That's
the Ramones
kind-
the Beatles? Or are they like more like the Rolling Stones?
That's
of punk?
kind of a good analogy. I'd say the Ramones are closer. If you had to choose between the Sex Pistols and the Ramones, as far as who'd be the Beatles and who'd be the Rolling Stones,
Is there like a very divisive crowd? Like, oh, I'm a Sex Pistols guy, or
No.
I'm a
No,
Ramones
no,
Oh no,
They
not
usually-
at all. Not
There's
at
not
all.
like two
No.
separate.
Yeah.
No, I'd say the Sex Pistols would probably be closest to the Rolling Stones, though, and the Ramones would be closer to the Beatles. If you had to, like,
Yeah.
you know,
In
make
that
a comparison
analogy.
like that, yeah.
Well, the thing is, the Ramones were never huge until like later. Like they were just a touring band that didn't really sell much like albums
Yeah.
until
Yeah, they
like
weren't-
later
yeah.
in life. Like until bands started like giving them props for being their like influences.
Well,
like
they didn't get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame until after Joey Ramone had died.
Yeah.
And then, of course, shortly afterwards, Dee Dee had died. So, I mean, you know, they waited quite a while to recognize that band for what they are.
so, we got Gus's Mount Rushmore. Brennan, what's your Mount Rushmore? Remember, it has to be like historical significance too. It can't just. It's not just like your favorite bands,
Yeah.
but it's like important bands too.
Yeah.
I mean, can it be like stuff that's not like just straight up 100% punk?
No, because
like,
if it's like before punk that influenced punks, like
Yeah.
the Screamers or something like that. Like,
well, because for me,
that was like first LA punk.
it'd
stuff like
probably
that.
have to go like Discharge, New York Dolls, I don't know, maybe like the Ramones and then like Motorhead. I mean, like
Okay.
I love Rudimentary Peni, like that's like one of my all-time favorite bands. But as far as like just massive influences, just amazing bands, like
That influenced a lot
Yeah.
of people.
I mean, those
Yeah.
four right there.
Yeah, that makes sense. And
I
Joe?
would say Discharge. Ramones is definitely one of like
Yeah, that's everybody.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of give them props. They're definitely on everybody's Mount Rushmore. They're like the George Washington
yeah.
of punk bands.
I mean,
And-
I'd be happy if it was just the four members of the Ramones.
Yeah.
I would say
on
Sex
Mount
they're-
Pistols
they're-
too because
they're
like
they're known as like the first punk bands to some people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
And
get your
then-
headphones in so you can hear the background.
I would
and
say
stuff.
like Sex Pistols too because they made that like snotty like attitude kind of
yeah,
like
literally spitting in
front,
people's
whatever.
faces
Yeah.
and stuff
Okay.
too.
They pretty much created the whole like image and style of
Yeah.
punk,
Yeah.
like, with all of
with
that.
Now,
all the
Getting
leather
banned
and-
from TV.
So
Bondage.
Screamo's not punk, or is Screamo like
No,
Screamo's
it's part of-
emo
or
and
stuff?
screamy emo.
Yeah, screamos. Yeah, like
Yeah.
scream emo, like screaming emo, screamo. Like it's like
I don't know.
It's
Is
close
that
to-
what really-
Screamo stands for?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like screaming.
I thought it's
it's
because
like,
it is screamed a lot.
yeah, it's like
I didn't know.
But
it's
no,
not
it's
like
emo,
emo, but they're
screamo.
screaming.
Oh, I didn't know it was like a
Yeah,
subculture
yeah.
of emo.
Oh,
I thought
no,
it was
yeah,
like
that's
I
exactly
thought it was a
what it is.
subculture of punk.
Oh
No,
no.
So if I were to call you guys like screamo, I might get in a fight. Like if I didn't know.
No,
you
they
guys,
would just
I'll
look at
just
you
say
and be
yeah.
like, "You're an idiot."
I mean, if we were outside of the studio, I'd choke you out. But,
It's like, we wouldn't get to a fight. I would just stab you. That's just
or just say
simple.
something sarcastic.
All right, so we got that, but all right, Mount Rush. We got a little bit of time left, so Mount Rushmore of rappers or rap groups. Since there's a lot of crossover, I know a lot of punks like hip hop.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys like a lot of that stuff, so we're gonna go with Gus first again.
Mount Rushmore of hip hop and rap.
Hip hop and rap.
Let's go with Dr. Dre,
Okay.
Eazy-E, Tupac,
Ooh, that's a good one.
and I'm gonna go. I could just cop out and say Biggie, but I'm gonna go ODB.
ODB. Yeah, that's a good
I'm
one.
leaving Big Papa
Represent
off
the
it.
woo.
Yep. Leave him off.
Represent the woo. All right. What about you, Brendan?
you know, I would say just ODB, but I mean, for me, it'd be all of the Wu-Tang. I mean, you know, they form like Voltron, so I
Right.
mean, I'm gonna go with all
It's a
of it.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
I said Wu-Tang. You can. It's group or rapper. So like
Yeah.
Wu-Tang is one. Or
Oh no, so
NWA
I'm
is
going
one.
like Wu-Tang, like Gravediggers.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I gotta say, I mean, you know, like real early Snoop, like Doggy Style. I mean,
Right.
that's just always
That's a
gonna
good
be
one.
a classic.
Represent
just
Long
favorite.
Beach too.
And you know, I would say NWA, but when it has to come down to it, it's more like just early hip hop. But I gotta say, you know, the Beastie Boys, man. I mean, they
No, they
have-
definitely were crossed over. That's
I mean,
actually a great
yeah.
one. I didn't even think of that. That's wild card.
I mean, NWA samples the Beastie Boys in the album Straight Outta Compton. That's got to say something right there.
Yep.
yeah,
They
there you
do.
go. And
Yeah.
You, Joe, over there.
I would say NWA is definitely one.
Mhm.
Wu-Tang, definitely.
Wu-Tang, of course.
I think Ice-T, and I'm not really like listening to his stuff,
right.
but like he did like start like that
You're gonna shoot
gangster
him
rap.
down.
Like,
Yeah, he was like the
Dude, you're gonna
original.
choose
Yeah.
Ice-T
Oh.
over Gravediggers?
There's
well,
no.
I'm not
Come
saying
on,
like I
Tupac's
listened
not
to
in
him,
any
but
of
like
your
he
lists.
was like he did start like the like slinging crack and like whatever, you know.
Like
gangster,
So like that,
well.
yeah,
Ice-T
the-
also does too many scratchy lotteries.
yeah.
So
Well, I mean, I'm not a fan of his music, but I would say like he did like influence like certain people.
That's a valid,
course.
valid,
And then,
valid opinion.
Grandmaster Flash.
Grandmaster
yeah,
Flash.
you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Grandmaster Flash. Yeah.
What about Run DMC? You guys didn't say
No.
Gangstar.
No, not Run.
No,
Why not
Gangstar
Run DMC?
I
actually
love
slipped
Run
my
DMC,
mind,
but if we're gonna go Mount Rushmore,
They're one of the originals.
I can
dude.
understand it. I can absolutely understand that opinion, but just not me personally.
Okay.
If we're gonna go original, that one Blondie song.
What's up with All right, let's go on to the next question. All right, Joe. We got a couple minutes left. How are you so smooth with the ladies, Joe? How is that? Why are you such a ladies man?
I have no clue.
It just
I
is,
just like play the dumb and stupid, you know.
and it works.
Joe
like
just
the-
oozes sexuality and smoothness, man. You just can't help it.
It's ridiculous.
It's the
dude.
hair.
I do the airheads, the
So
What's his name?
stupid. He
Exude
must be.
confidence. He's so dumb. You probably all right. What about you, Brennan? Oh, that's actually a good one. So like, what's the dating scene like in like punk?
Is there
Like,
a
how do you
punk dating
meet
scene?
girls? Like, how do you meet chicks? Like, you meet them at shows and
On
stuff
accident.
on accident? Because like,
No, I don't know. There's the punk
Because it-
scene is unfortunately kind of more male dominated. Like
exactly.
there's a lot more men out there in the scene. But I mean, you find girls.
There are some cute ones too. I'm not gonna lie.
There's. You'd be a liar to say that there's not more than a lot. Than like more than fucking cute. There's a lot of not so great looking ones out there, but
Most of them aren't so great
Oh,
looking.
so you're gonna say most of them aren't not so
Most of them aren't great looking.
Hey, you can say the same for
But when
like
they
any
put- yeah,
subculture.
exactly,
I can
exactly.
go up into a nightclub where they're dropping the newest, I don't know, Little Biggie or whatever new hip hop artist is out there that
There
is
you go.
horrible. And I can walk around the club and see like a lot of horrible women. Probably not as much because the lighting and the alcohol kind of makes a difference. But I mean, there's a
Oh yeah.
There's some.
You guys go to like
girls out there.
Quesera, and you guys try to pick up on gothic girls.
on velvet couches. Yeah,
No, I don't. Oh yeah, we go there. We're all about velvet couches when we go there. No, we go to K-Star. Like, I'm really heavy into like the death rock scene. So like, I'm really heavy into like that type of music. So
Right.
I mean, we all go to Release the Bats. Don't talk to too many girls there.
What's
although I should probably
Release the
try.
Bats? That's like a thing they have there, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's death rock, like dark wave, 80s gothic rock, stuff like that. I can't really think of too many artists that like anybody listening would be aware of. I don't know, stuff that sounds, I guess, similar to really early Cure, except
Yeah.
not as whiny.
Well, I like
maybe
early
Bauhaus would be probably
Bauhaus,
know.
maybe people like it's something similar to, I guess, Joy Division. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Are there girlfriend material at these punk shows?
Girlfriend material.
most definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot of
depending
cool
on what you're
chicks.
into,
Yeah.
but. I
Oh,
mean,
so
they're
there's
rad
just-
girls. They're rad girls, man.
Like,
A lot of them
there's
are
some
all
good
rad.
girls there. Like some, like they just like the punk, but they're actual good girls. Or are they a little crazy?
Are you asking if they're girls that you can bring home to mama?
Yes, that kind.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
No,
can
yeah,
find
there
some.
are. There
Yeah,
are.
there are, dude.
But then there are
I mean,
also like crazy like coke head ones. So
Yeah.
you
And
gotta
that's
watch
no
out.
and that's no fun.
And sometimes they're really, really hard to like tell which ones are and which ones aren't. Like, this one's a good girl, and then I was like, why is she in the bathroom all the time?
most.
Or there's girls that eat your earrings off your ear.
Oh,
God.
bro.
Or-
hold on.
Does
What?
that happen
Well,
to you?
yeah, there's
No.
a
Story
story.
time.
Yeah, there's a story. There's a story.
Oh,
behind
some
this.
girl like she was like
Well, hold on.
complaining about
I'll give
something, or-
the basic setup though. Okay,
Yeah.
so all right, this band. There are these two bands coming from pretty much like up north in the Bay Area and stuff. They're playing down here, and they played at this local bar, Ferns, and afterwards we had an after party at our buddy's house. Essentially, the bands show up, and some girl who was just being the most rare form of obnoxious ever was hanging out at the bar and came along with one of the bands.
Uh-huh.
At our buddy Mike's house. It was Mike Ramrod and Mike
Oh, yeah,
Yeager's
yeah. Mike,
apartment.
shout out.
Yeah, the Mikes. It was at their place.
Mike
and
Yeager,
then
Ramrod.
stuff started to get a little weird, which
Shout out to Janet
Joe
while we're
Yeah.
at it.
gladly...
she. I don't know.
Shout
she
out
was
to
just talking all this like, talking about like how she's a Mexican punk and stuff like that, and it's like, who cares about your nationality and stuff like that?
Yeah,
We're here
punks.
like, we're here together to be united and not like
that's the whole thing
judge
about
each
punks.
other about like
right?
you're white.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, I mean, you're white, you're privileged and stuff like that. We're more like,
you're
be
white,
unified.
cool.
You know,
Yeah, you're white,
And,
cool. You're
yeah.
Mexican, cool.
Yeah, and
We're
like
all listening to
I was
music.
just making fun of her, and like she got really mad, and she yanked the earring out my ear, and she just like put it in her mouth and like swallowed it.
Whoa.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
And
It
that's
gets-
why you
it
don't
gets
date
better.
punks.
My
It gets better.
buddy Yeager, Mike Yeager, he
Yeah.
goes
It was
to
his
try to
apartment.
he goes to like kick her out, and she's just like not trying to leave at all, and then he just like, get out, like you're not welcome here, you know, you're messing with my friends and stuff. And
So what does she do, Joe?
she grabs his earring off his ear and like swallows
Oh.
God.
She swallows that
Yeah.
one too.
Oh.
See, the thing is, like, as soon as she made a move, I would just stiff arm right to the face. I don't care, dude. Like, that's why I don't wear earrings, too, dude. If you're
Yeah.
a guy, that's just, okay, another accessory I can yank on and rip.
Yeah.
So, have
Like,
fun
that's
with
why you
those-
go, somebody hold my earring.
You
Yeah.
gotta
Have fun
go
with-
earringless if
It's
you're
like-
going to a punk show, because I feel like that's way too much grabbing and
Yeah.
shit going on that is going to get torn out.
Yeah, dude, no, especially like on your nose if your septum
man.
gets like
Septum?
ripped out. Oh,
Oh,
my
septum.
God.
Well, I mean that's why when you're at a show and like you're watching a band play and you're like, oh, I love this song. You're like, hey, hold my earrings, I'm about to go in the pit. Then you do that.
All right, after the break, we're going to talk a little bit more about this. Probably talk a little bit video games. Gus's the rant, what grinds his gears.
Oh, yeah.
So stick with us.
Grinds my
The
gears.
Xbox One reveal. I will
Alright.
go on it.
All right, stick with us. This is the Internet Review.
KCTY The City.
All right,
Jesse-
special shout out to my friend Jake Jessa from Mezza Mediterranean Grill in
Jake
Cerritos,
Jessa?
California.
What's up, Jake Jessam?
Jessa.
Buddy?
Jake, you the
Jessa,
man.
All right,
Hook
so
it up with
back.
some of those
Really,
Mediterranean-
Mezza.
Oh, dude, yeah, we should actually go to
Yeah.
Mezza sometime. He'll hook it up with beers, and it's a lot of vegetarian
It's a
food. 'cause
great Mediterranean restaurant.
So great Mediterranean restaurant, better than all these commercials we're playing, even though he's not paying us, so you know that's the truth.
Hummus.
So yeah, no, bomb hummus, homemade, all that stuff. So
Bring
Gus,
yourself